He sat in my chair. The first morning of his father's so-called new era, the golden boy swaggered in like he owned the world full of ego, all charm and arrogance wrapped in a designer suit. He dropped his flashy briefcase right on my desk, spun the chair once, and sank into it like a king taking his throne. I watched from behind the glass wall, legs crossed, calm as ever, while he smirked at his reflection and raised his phone. Click, a selfie. The caption went up seconds later. Day one finally took over this place. I didn't need to say a thing. Just forwarded the post to legal with one short note, Clause 7 triggered. That one post had already undone him. 2 years earlier, his father, Harold Grant, used to call me his right hand, said it often enough to sound like loyalty. Together, we built that company from a struggling logistics outfit into a regional powerhouse. I handled the contracts, the mergers, all the details that bored him but made him rich. I knew every number, every weakness, every clause. He knew none of mine. Back then, I really believed we were partners. When he told me, "You'll take over once I retire. You earned it," I trusted him. Big mistake. The first crack appeared during a board meeting when Harold proudly introduced his son, Ethan, the company's future. Fresh out of an overpriced MBA program, reeking of entitlement and cheap cologne, Ethan shook my hand like he was doing me a favor. "Guess I'll be learning from you, old man," he said. I smiled back. "Guess you'll have to keep up." He didn't. He couldn't. But he didn't have to. His last name did all the heavy lifting. Within months, my authority started to fade. Projects reassigned, decisions reviewed. Harold grew distant, his messages colder. Meanwhile, the sun got louder, sloppier, more reckless. Then came the whispers: restructuring, new leadership model. Translation: you're done. The betrayal didn't come in a confrontation, but in paperwork. My own work, twisted against me. A buried transfer of operational control, my signature already there. From a document I'd signed years ago when I still trusted Harold, quiet, clean, legal. They planned to keep me around one last quarter, just long enough to train the boy before tossing me aside. I didn't rage. Didn't storm into Harold's office or demand answers. I just went home, poured a drink, and read the contract again. Then again. That's when I saw a Clause 7, a tiny line buried in an annex most people would skip. It stated that if the CEO's heir did anything to publicly harm the company's image, during the transition period, the inheritance would be void, and control would revert to the prior executive officer, me. I'd written that clause. Harold never noticed. He was too busy admiring his own legend. And Ethan. Ethan was a walking PR disaster waiting to happen. I didn't need to destroy him, he'd handle that himself. I just needed the right moment. So I started laying the groundwork quietly. Let Ethan lead a few meetings, gave him easy wins, built his confidence. I even encouraged him, made him believe he was in charge. Soon he was posting constantly about his leadership, his vision, his team. He loved the sound of his own success too much to realize I was just handing him the rope. When Harold officially retired, proud and blind, I drafted the final transition document, simple, clean, and waiting inside, patient and invisible, was Clause 7, a blade wrapped in velvet, ready for the slightest pull. All it needed was a trigger, and that came on Ethan's very first morning. He strutted in late, wearing his father's arrogance like a second skin, marched straight into my office and dropped into my chair. Then came the grin, the selfie, the caption: "Day one finally took over this place." No NDA, no approval. Public post, company tags, a direct violation. I sent it to legal with 5 words, Clause 7 triggered. He voided the deal. Then I walked out. Didn't even glance back. By noon, HR was in panic mode. The legal team called me 3 times. I ignored the first 2. On the third, I answered. "Yes," I said evenly. "It's valid." Section 7.3, cross-referenced with 4.2, public claim of ownership before legal transfer. That selfie qualifies. Silence on the line. Then a hesitant voice: "So, you're saying?" "I'm saying the contract's void. Control reverts to me." By evening, the board confirmed it. Ethan's little post had cost the company millions in potential deals. Investors started backing out, scared of the chaos. By the next morning, his access card was deactivated. He caught me in the lobby, face flushed, shouting about legacy, family, and power. I let him yell until he ran out of steam. Then I looked him straight in the eye and said quietly, "You shouldn't have sat in my chair." For a second, I saw at the moment he understood. But understanding doesn't erase consequences. That night, Harold called. His voice was old, broken. "You planned this?" He asked. "No." I told him. "You did. You just never read what you signed." He hung up. Now, the company runs smoother than ever. The air feels lighter, cleaner, free from the rot that comes with inherited arrogance. Somewhere online, Ethan's selfie still lingers, frozen in time. That perfect snapshot of smug confidence just before it all fell apart. Sometimes I look at it not out of spite, not for revenge. Revenge is too small a word. It's a reminder of precision. Because revenge is loud. But justice is quiet, sharp, patient, and sometimes all it takes to set it in motion is a single click.